Hey y'all, it's Sean was here back again with another video. Happy Thanksgiving, y'all. I hope you and yours have a wonderful, relaxing, and fulfilling Thanksgiving day. I just want to give thanks today for the fact that God has given me the knowledge to understand that as an introvert, I am somebody and I matter. And just because of the fact that I'm not like other people doesn't mean that I'm some outcast or somebody that doesn't deserve the same amount of respect and cordiality as other people. I'm just thankful for my family, thankful for life, for the opportunities that I've been given in this world, and just thankful that I lived another day, and just be grateful for how I feel about myself. Like growing up an introvert, I always felt like because I'm not extroverted, I'm somebody that doesn't matter as much, or I won't fit in with the people who can talk and be so social. But as I've gotten older and I've gotten wiser, I've understood that you don't gotta be like other people to live a fulfilling life. You don't gotta be like other people to feel like you fit in or feel like you matter in this world. And that's what I'm thankful for. I'm just thankful for the fact that God has given me the knowledge and the discernment to understand my place in this world, and the fact that I'm living this life, I'm living on this planet, and I'm in my own body, I'm in my own skin, and I can't feel uncomfortable being in that skin for me. So with that being said, today's topic is going to be about what actually creates an introvert, or specifically what turned me into an introvert. I don't want to speak for all introverts. We all come from different backgrounds. You all have different thoughts and feelings. Some of us have different religions. Some of us were parented differently. But I can explain what I feel like caused me to become an introvert, and this story might be parallel to other introverts' experiences as well. So basically, what turned me into an introvert is a combination of how I grew up, and just in general, my pre-existing disposition when I was like a kid. Like, I feel like, I just was already someone that didn't talk much. I didn't, want to speak unless I was spoken to, and I was a really quiet individual. And I also feel like a lot of my life experiences turned me into an introvert, where I just felt like from a young age, I was just taught that people are funny. Like, people could move funny, they could move weird, they move different. I just felt like from a really young age, I was just taught, and I experienced things that just made me not trust people. And that made me withdraw within myself and just stick to myself, because I felt like I was safer by myself. And for me, I was safer just being by myself, doing my own shit, entertaining myself, and just being myself. Because I feel like in my life, I've learned that hell is truly other people. Like, no funny shit. I ain't trying to be depressive or nothing like that, but hell is truly other people. It's what it is. Like, other people can truly bring negativity into your life. Or at the very least, that's how I felt. And it was honestly just black and white, where I felt like either you brought negativity into my life or positivity. There was no in between. And because I grew up like that, I grew up just feeling that other people are going to bring me ruin. They're going to bring me down. They're going to bring me into, they're going to bring me out of my safety and put me into a situation that could potentially be dangerous. That's how I felt about other people. My mother would say that, Sean didn't keep friends. Sean didn't bring friends to the house. Sean didn't hang out with people. I wasn't the type of person to be going out to parties and none of that shit. And it's just because of the fact that I just felt uncomfortable doing that type of shit. From my experiences with people from a very young age, like I said, I was 6, 7, when I really first had my first experiences not being able to mess with other people. I had a Game Boy Advance SP. I think I had a Game Boy Advance or some shit. And, I was talking, this is back when I was still innocent. And I was trying to trade games with this guy or whatever. And then long story short, he ended up robbing me of my game. My little 7-year-old self, this boy was probably, 9, 10, 11. And he stole my shit. He stole my game. And I'll never forget that. I feel like that was the first time in my life where I felt like other people are just dangerous. And other people could really, could put you in a dangerous or iffy spot. And I feel like that might have been the first true memory that's led to just me growing up feeling like, I shouldn't fuck with other people. I shouldn't even be trying to fuck with other people. I should just stick by myself and go as far as I can by myself, for me. But life is not like that. Life is full of people that you have to, unfortunately, talk to and communicate with. And me saying unfortunately, I'm not even gonna edit this out. That's how you know that I still have some trauma and deep-seated feelings about other people to this day that's keeping me an introvert. Like, I tried to be an extrovert. You feel me? I tried to be more open to people and shit like that. But I feel like every single time I do that shit, I end up regretting it. And I end up feeling like, you know what? I don't want to come out of my shell. I'm going back in there and I'm going to stick to myself, for me. I was able to, get a wife and have kids and have a family. And, you can't be like 100% introverted in a family. Like, I got to talk to my kids. I got to talk to my wife. But in my life, I feel like my experiences have made it so that I only fuck with a few people. And that's it. I feel like you special if I want to fuck with you in any way, shape, or capacity for any kind of period of time. Then I must really like you, and you must be one of the special ones in my life. Because the way I move is not like that. Like, I don't want to be around people. I just don't want to. I just don't do it. I can't. I got comfortable not wanting to be around people and not wanting to congregate too much. And I know that it's put me in a bubble in regards to some of my growth and development. But I feel like I've come a very long way in regards to my life, my experiences, my growth, my success in my career. Like, all these things I've been able to push through despite my introversion. And I'm in therapy, and I 100% advocate for therapy, because therapy taught me that a lot of my past traumas is the reason why I keep people out. And I don't ever think that I'm going to be somebody that's going to be open in the life of the party. That's never finna be me. Because while I feel like, I've become negatively comfortable in my introversion, I'm still not a people person at the end of the day. Like, even before all of the trauma, I still wasn't somebody that played with I didn't run and play with the other kids. I wasn't asking kids to play with me and shit like that. No, I didn't need that. So that was already my predisposition, plus my experiences in life taught me that, I got to be really careful and cautious with who I say is in my circle. Like, my circle is my family for the most part. Like, everybody else is kept at a comfortable distance. Like, I'm not some antisocial person where I won't talk and communicate and I won't socialize, but the amount of socialization that I do with people, it definitely depends on just how much I can tolerate you. And I can't tolerate like 99% of people, and it's what it is. It's what it is. And I'm pretty sure other introverts can relate to that. Like, not all of them can. For me, it's like something caused me to be introverted and it can't change. It's not finna change. I can slightly come out of my box a little bit, maybe. And definitely if I'm like socially drinking, then it's a lot easier. But other than that, no, absolutely not. So what created me, I should say what created the introvert in me is definitely an already existing predisposition to just thinking about myself and my life experiences. Like, I've just been betrayed and put into situations that involve other people that's just been negative. And unfortunately, that's happened quite a lot in my life, to the point where I've kind of like stuck with who I am as a person now. And through therapy, I'm able to work through the traumas that have negatively impacted me to be introverted. But at the same time, I've come to accept who I am as a person and who I was before the trauma. So who I was before the trauma was already introverted. I might have went deeper into introversion due to the trauma, but it didn't create the introvert in me. Now, for other people, it can be their environment that they're in as well, where the environment that they're in just might be a little too oppressive in regards to you being somebody that's social or being too talkative. And that can cause a lot of people to withdraw into introversion. Like, the environment could just be a little too much for them to deal with. And they feel like, you know what? Let me just withdraw within myself to keep a sense of self. If you understand, if that makes sense. Like, they just want to be able to keep their sense of self. And by doing that, they have to withdraw in order to keep that sense of self and keep who they are as a person. And I feel like that is a good part of my experience as well, where I feel like I've been in environments where it's like, oh no, like, I don't really want to talk to most of, if not all, the people here. I don't trust none of these people. And it's not like, oh, just because I'm, my trauma or whatever. It's like, no, these people sound shady, or they look shady, or they saying shady shit, or it's like they saying stuff that I don't really agree with. So it's like, fuck that. I'm not finna be social too much with these people, because they're not it. This is not the right crowd. Like, that can sometimes also push people into introversion. And I feel like it's definitely had a part in my life as well. I would say the very last thing that, and this is extremely recent, that creates introverts or pushes and reinforces introversion, or it reinforced because it's not happening anymore, is the pandemic. Like, I would say, like, definitely the pandemic has created a lot of introverts, or it's taught a lot of people that they were introverts, or it's just made even some extroverted people a little bit more introverted. Because let's keep it real, we was forced into our houses for a good amount of time. Like, yeah, the people who were essential, they still went to work, and people still were trying to go out and have fun and whatever. You know, you just had all those illegal parties and whatever. But at the end of the day, most people were in their house for quite a bit of time by themselves. Like, people who live by themselves were by themselves for quite a bit. Even people who lived with families was like, you know, still in the house, having to be around only a specific set of people. And it's like everybody else was just out there. The extroverts tried their best to keep the extroversion and keep the socialization, but it's like you can't really do that if you can't be physical with somebody, or you can't be in the same physical space. And for me as an introvert, like, it just reinforced my shit. Like, I'm like, oh, thank God in heaven, so now I don't gotta go into the office anymore. I could work remotely. You know, like, it was wonderful, son. Like, I was just at home chilling on my computer. One tab was YouTube, the other tab was work, and I didn't feel like, oh, somebody was gonna walk into my office out of nowhere and request some shit, or walk into my office out of nowhere and have some meaningless conversation. It didn't happen, and I'm like, thank God in heaven, son. So, like, I feel like the pandemic, it either created introverts, it reinforced introversion, or it even caused a few extroverts to just maybe even shift into introversion. The pandemic definitely shifted a lot of how people feel in regards to introversion, extroversion, socialization. It's different. You could feel it in the atmosphere. You could feel it in the environment. Like, I feel like everybody's a little bit less social. Everyone. It's like across the green. Some people are trying their best to bring it back, but it's like that shit is in our hearts now. Like, the pandemic just kind of shifted shit a little bit. And I feel like it's also opened the door to just understanding and appreciating introversion a little bit more. So, you know, thank you for watching the video up until this point. To summarize, I feel like introversion is caused by a combination of pre-existing personality, and their environment can also play a role. And then also the pandemic, for people who were like grown or of age during the pandemic, I feel like it just reinforced a lot of introversion in regards to just us not being able to be around people. It felt really long to me in regards to just how restrictive we were in congregating. And I feel like that definitely also played a role. But I feel like the number one deciding factor, honest and truthfully, is the environment you grew up in and your already pre-existing disposition in regards to how social you were. So thank you guys for watching this video. Again, happy Thanksgiving. Be safe, y'all. And I'll check you guys in the next one. Peace.